On November 15, 2020, an earthquake shook corporate Pakistan and absolutely nobody wanted to talk about it. On that day, Deloitte, the largest accounting and professional services firm in the world and the biggest of the big four firms globally, left Pakistan. Search the newspapers for the next day or frankly for several weeks after that, and you will find absolutely no announcement, no coverage, and no analysis. With Deloitte's exit in November 2020, Pakistan is now the largest country by population and the only one amongst the big 10 countries in the world by population to not have all big four accounting firms present inside the country. Pakistan is the second largest economy after heavily sanctioned Iran to not have all big four accounting firms. The next largest economy to not have all big four is Ethiopia, which is about 1/3 of the size of the Pakistani economy. There are economies in other parts of the world that are 1/100th the size of Pakistan that still have all of the big four firms supporting their corporate sector. Babar Nizami and Farooq Tirmizi talk about why Deloitte left Pakistan, what that means for Pakistan's accounting sector, and what it means for the wider economy. Let's first specify exactly what happened. Each of the big four accounting firms, or really any major accounting firms, is a global network of partnership firms. What that means is that Deloitte Pakistan is a registered partnership legally incorporated in Pakistan in which the global parent, Deloitte Touche Tohmatsu Limited, the UK registered entity, has no shares. Instead, it has a legal agreement that allows the Pakistan entity to use the Deloitte name in exchange for both monetary compensation and for agreeing to abide by a certain set of standards. That partnership agreement, and specifically the right to use the Deloitte name and sign off with the Deloitte logo on its letters auditing Pakistani financial statements, is what has been taken away from the Pakistani partner firm. So why would the firms want to leave? Well, to start off with, the big four accounting firms really don't get much out of Pakistan. The biggest firm in Pakistan is A.F. Ferguson, PricewaterhouseCoopers Pakistan, and they have approximately 3 billion rupees in revenues, the bulk of which goes to the partners and the local staff. And what little does go to the global firm, they have issues remitting the profits because of permissions needed by the State Bank of Pakistan. The global firm makes money out of Pakistan in two ways. One, they help the local firm buy professional insurance against the risk associated with providing services. And secondly, they earn a management fee which can be around 3 to 4% of revenue, he said. Even at 4% of revenue, that implies that the global partnership of PwC, for example, would earn just about 120 million rupees from Pakistan, which is about $800,000 at the current exchange rate. Place that in context, in the United States, which is the largest market for all the big four firms, the average total compensation for a partner is $600,000. And that is the heart of the matter. Deloitte's global partnership is used to making a lot of money in other markets, and in particular, they have a large presence in the high-margin management consulting business in the United States. By contrast, in Pakistan, not only do they have significantly lower revenues than their big four peers, but the bulk of those revenues come in the form of low-margin audit and assurance business. Add to this fact that Pakistan has been under increasing pressure ever since it got in trouble with the FATF. And you have a situation in which Deloitte has all the risk, and without making much money, Deloitte left Pakistan because of the risk of what might happen rather than what actually did happen. What does the exit mean for Pakistan? Because it represents a fraying of Pakistan's international reputation to a point from which it may be difficult to recover unless the government and the corporate sector decides to take drastic action. It is in no uncertain terms a national embarrassment that Pakistan is now the largest country in the world and the largest non-sanctioned economy in the world that does not have the presence of all of the big four accounting firms. Credibility, more than anything else in the world of business, matters, and Pakistan just lost a significant source of it. Of course, we should not exaggerate the effects. This is one of the four firms, and the other three are still here. But Deloitte's departure is a warning and a bad precedent, particularly in light of reports that Ernst & Young is actively evaluating whether or not they want to stay in Pakistan. What will we tell ourselves and foreign investors if EY decides to leave? If that were to happen, we would find ourselves struggling to attract even the meager levels of foreign investment that flow into the country right now. And in as capital-starved an economy of ours, that is a luxury we cannot ill afford.